My name is Nathan. I'm 22 years old and recently moved back to my hometown in the outskirts of Dayton, Ohio. It wasn't exactly a planned move. After spending 5 years trying to make something of myself in Chicago, chasing dreams that never fully materialized, I decided it was time to return to where things were simpler. I now live above a dusty old bookstore in a small studio apartment. Tiny, but it suits me. A kitchenette, a twin bed, and just enough space to be alone with my thoughts. I work the night shift at a 24-hour convenience store tucked between a laundromat and a shut-down diner. Life here is uneventful, and I like it that way. Most nights pass in quiet solitude, interrupted only by the occasional night owl grabbing a soda or the local drunks stumbling in for snacks. I restock shelves, man the register, and sometimes chat with a regular or two. My world is small, my routine predictable, and for the most part that brings me peace. My only real friend is Tyler. We've known each other since high school. He's the opposite of me. Loud, adventurous, always at the center of attention. While I prefer silence, Tyler thrives in chaos. Somehow our friendship works. He keeps me from disappearing entirely into solitude, and I help him slow down when life moves too fast. Tyler still lives a few blocks away in the house he grew up in. His mother, Claire, still lives there too. She's 40 now, though you'd never guess it at first glance. Claire has a soft, timeless grace. Her presence always feels calming. She teaches 3rd grade at the elementary school and has been a well-respected figure in our town for years. But lately, there's been a sadness behind her smile. Tyler mentioned recently that Claire finalized her divorce. He brushed over it quickly, but I could tell it had affected him. Had noticed it too. Her posture, her smile, her voice. It all seemed a little more weighed down, as though something heavy clung to her. I saw her now and then at the store. She always smiled politely, but her eyes looked tired, and she rarely lingered. Then one night everything changed. Claire walked into the store. Her hair was pulled back loosely, a few strands brushing her cheeks. She wore jeans and a pale blouse, and though she looked tired, there was still something striking about her presence. She offered a quiet greeting and mentioned needing a few things after a long day. As I rang up her items, snacks, milk, a bottle of wine, she hesitated for a moment. "Tyler talks about you a lot," she said, a small smile on her lips. "He's lucky to have a friend like you." I shrugged modestly. "I'm lucky too. Tyler's a good guy." She paused again, credit card in hand. "Sometimes I wish I had someone that dependable around." Her voice softened, and I sensed she regretted speaking the words aloud. I didn't press. I just handed her the receipt and told her to get some rest. But that night around midnight my phone buzzed. Claire's name lit up the screen. "Nathan." Her voice shook. "I'm so sorry to call, but my car broke down outside town. I didn't know who else to call." Without hesitation, I closed the store and drove into the night. I found her parked on a dark country road. Hazard lights blinking faintly in the distance. But she wasn't alone. A man, clearly drunk and aggressive, was standing too close to her. I pulled up behind them, jumped out, and confronted him. After a tense standoff, he cursed and stumbled back to his truck. Claire was trembling. I walked her to my truck, told her she was safe now, and stayed with her until she calmed down. Her car wasn't going anywhere that night, so I drove her home. The silence between us was full of unspoken words. "Thank me." I told her she wasn't alone, that I cared. After that night, things began to change between us. She came by the store more often. Our conversations grew longer, more intimate. She smiled more. So did I. I started visiting her home after work, helping with her car, sharing quiet cups of coffee. We talked about her students, my future, the ache of being forgotten, the comfort of being seen. One evening after I returned her car, a storm broke out. She invited me in to wait it out. Inside, the house was warm, filled with the faint scent of lavender and something unspoken. We sat at the kitchen table, tea in hand, and she opened up. About the loneliness, the fading sense of self, the grief of starting over at 40. She looked in the mirror and didn't recognize herself. I told her she was still beautiful, that she mattered, that someone still saw her. She smiled, eyes damp. She said no one had made her feel that way in years. And though I didn't say it out loud, I knew then that I had crossed a line in my heart. She wasn't just Tyler's mom anymore. She was Claire, the woman who had reached into the quiet routine of my life and shaken something awake. But as the days passed, guilt crept in. Tyler was my best friend. Could I betray that trust? I began to pull away, unsure of what was right. Claire noticed. Her eyes searched mine each time we met. Her smile faded. I felt torn between two impossible choices: honor my friendship or follow a growing feeling that refused to be ignored. I didn't know how it would end, but I knew one thing for certain: nothing in my quiet, simple life would ever be the same again.